Seen and Heard is a unique mentoring project that partners the inner city children of Somerstown in Camden with volunteer theatre professionals to create plays and make theatre. It's the most extraordinary theatre you'll ever see.
Seen and Heard is amazing.
It helps with your creativity.
It's helped me with my confidence.
Helps with your writing skills.
Express your imagination to a lot of people. Every dramaturg I get is also amazing.
I started coming when I was 9.
I've done 5 courses with Seen and Heard.
I've done another 4 or 5 courses.
Every single one that they offered me, and it was really fun.
We are wholly committed to having a profound and long-term impact on these children and their lives. Once you're a member playwright, you are always a member playwright. That ripples out to the whole family and the whole Somerstown community. Writeback's interesting because we've decided to take the children out of Somerstown and give them a different stimulus to inspire them.
The Foundling Museum tells the story of the Foundling Hospital, which was the UK's first children's charity, and it was opened in 1739 to take in babies who would otherwise have been abandoned.
Key players in our story: a shipbuilder, Thomas Coram, an artist, William Hogarth, and one is a composer, George Frederick Handel.
Very different setting from where we normally are.
We came here for inspiration.
To get ideas on characters.
We're looking for objects to write about, medals, tokens, the pictures.
It is very inspiring.
We begin by creating characters inspired by the collection. All of the characters on stage are animals, objects and objects of nature, which allows the children to completely liberate their imagination and their creativity, working alongside an arts professional who is acting as scribe, their dramaturg.
The child dictates their ideas to the dramaturg, who acts as scribe and writes them down.
It's about asking questions and helping the young person come to the answers themselves.
We guide them, we're mentors, we're role models, but we're not teachers.
Nobody fails at Seen and Heard. Nobody takes a test at Seen and Heard, and there are no right or wrong answers.
We can go to the moon. There's no one saying no. There's a budget restriction on that. You can just accept every idea and make it bigger and bolder and encourage them further.
Writers were a great part of the hospital's history from the early days. Charles Dickens was a great supporter in the 19th century, and a number of our fellows include writers. To have drama and performance and writing brought into the creative orbit of the museum and the story we tell is fantastic.
With an old plug socket and a disappointing courtroom.
Writeback's quite unusual. It's a much more sophisticated structure and model for older member playwrights.
One person gives me a character, I give someone else my character.
It's sort of like a relay race.
The plays are all written at exactly the same time, and so none of them knew what their inherited character had done before or what their own character will go on to do.
Each member playwright has taken on somebody else's character and built on it and totally respected each other's characters. It's about them being able to show their development as writers, as people. They can develop the dialogue and they know what the brilliant actors here are capable of.
After all the member playwrights have gone home, we do a lot of looking at all the characters and trying to work out which character will go into which character's play and make the circle.
So we're on the last day now, and the actors came in. They didn't know who they were going to be acting with, they didn't know what was going on in their play, they didn't know their character, nothing.
We talked about the inspiration, what it looks like.
You know, I've always wondered where my maths genius comes from.
Once the actors have had a bit of a look through their scripts, we have a very gentle public read-through.
Read-through was great. I mean, I always enjoy them. I quite like sight reading. Of course, there's absolutely no pressure because you've only just got the script, so you can just kind of have fun with it.
Well, what type of music was it?
It was some weird classical music I've never heard in my life.
Do you like classical music?
Nah, who likes classical music?
It's only when you have to start rehearsing and doing the work that it starts to get a little bit more stressful and fun.
I'm so proud of you, that was amazing!
Yeah.
Our plays are amazing! The young people are then done and we start rehearsing to pull these plays together, explore some of the themes and infuse the writing with the professional characterisations that the actors can come up with.
I don't want to ruin his dream. Yeah, that is exactly what the car park is like.
If I leave!
You're trying to work out what the lines might mean. So are you angry on this line? Are you frustrated? Does it work better if you're happy?
It's a really interesting challenge because you've got to be absolutely bang on the words, and there is sometimes a slightly unusual aspect to the language.
The actors approach the text as they would any other piece of theatre.
We play it with maturity and truth, and that's what makes it so special.
Okay, I'll just go and get my McFlurry.
And there are often extraordinarily quick changes of thought because that's how life is when you're young. Characters have a bit of a conversation all about family, and then suddenly there's a long pause and one of them says,
I've always been really great at maths.
you say that with absolute conviction.
My name is Eric Eden, and I'm one of the original plug sockets. I just do it as if it were any other play. I don't do plug socket acting.
You just have to do it honestly and honour the young person's ideas and creativity.
We are now in production week at Teatro Technis, the home of Seen and Heard.
Roz, as the director, has this overall view of what needs to happen and knows how everything moves about the space.
We have certain unifying factors throughout our plays. The set is a series of red and orange boxes, which can be anything you want them to be. We have two-dimensional foam core, hand-drawn cartoon-style props.
I'm the mobile phone queen of Seen and Heard prop making.
Anastasia Brown first came to work with us when she was 9, terribly shy.
Once I finished my last play, I didn't want to leave. I actually changed my life quite a lot. I used to be quite a naughty little kid. Being invited back and to be allowed to touch props and make things that go on stage and that people play with is quite a privilege.
The costumes are a huge part of bringing the children's characters to life, and for the actors to not be wearing something but to be it.
Johnny's costume is an empty frame, but obviously he's very mobile, he's a very active actor, so it's making sure not to restrict him, to stay true to the script and the character. It's one of my favourite things, but it's the most challenging thing, just to get that right.
I spend the tech rehearsal programming the lights and sound, trying to turn a black box space effectively into all these different places where the kids' imagination has gone wild.
The actors, directors and dramaturgs who work with us are all arts professionals, and so the children's words and their plays are given this extraordinary elevation.
The most amazing resource of Seen and Heard is in fact its list of volunteers.
And we have 400 of them.
I came to see it, fell in love with it and then got involved.
Everyone's here to make these words that these children write the best that they can possibly be.
It's a privilege and a surprise they still keep coming back and asking me. And when they do that, I go, I've got another chance to have another go at it, so I just feel a little bit proud.
There are lots of themes that recur throughout Seen and Heard playwriting. Themes of loneliness, loss. They have absorbed all sorts of interesting facts. And so not just the object they've created the character around, but the environment. What was it like to be a foundling?
You know, I've always wondered where my maths genius comes from. This is what happens when you don't remember your parents. And you can't ask them questions like this.
It's very much a safe environment for them. We'll make your plays work and they will be brilliant. And of course we have, and they are. The transformation from page to stage is phenomenal. They're words coming out of the adults' mouths and what the adults have chosen to do with them. They are so proud of it because they perceive, and rightly so, that this is their creation.
Welcome to Seen and Heard's brand new course, Writeback.
I don't think I need a picture anymore because I feel like I'm complete with you.
Oh wow. We've only known each other for what? 5 minutes. I am the famous Gold Cup model. I've appeared in perfection, obnoxious, and vogue.
My brother and my mum will wake up soon, and they'll see me at the entrance trying to escape. I really want to spend the rest of my life with Cabby Charles. I'm already a letback to my family.
Just leave, I'll be fine without you. Don't worry about me, Chloe. I'll find you one day. Oh, it's gone.
The only purpose you serve is to hold food.
No, I'm not just meant for that. Because I believe that no plate should ever be a slave to food. Oh!
Oh my God, it's not going fast enough! I didn't even know his name.
By the end, they are absolutely blown away, and that's the best feeling.
Remember, playwrights stand up and take a bow, and the audience just go wild. so much for that fantastic response to the children's work.
For them to recognise that this audience is taking enormous delight in the characters that they've invented and these amazing moments of action is absolutely stunning.
Literally a dream come true. They've written things and somehow magically it's come off the page and it's great to watch.
You wrote this and now we're putting it on for you, and I think that's kind of a bit magical.
What they did was amazing.
It was more than what I expected. It was great.
Seeing it all come to life, it just made me feel good about it.
I never want to leave this place.
She's grown up and her writing skills amazing, so I'm really proud of her.
I love doing Seen and Heard. I always have, and it's amazing.
I'm going to leave you with these amazing young people for one last triumphant day. Seen and Heard is really about building confidence, raising aspiration, boosting self-esteem, and theatre is the tool that we use to do that. We want the children to succeed. We want to give them the skills, the tools, equip them to go out into the world strong, confident.
We're not just helping them write plays, we're helping them create their own character.
We work in a very small way to make a very big difference.
I've heard Seen and Heard described by some of the children as home.
Everything changes, life is really tough, and we want to be a constant in their lives. Seen and Heard will always be here for you. There will always be an open door, there will always be a smiling face, and there will always be some fun to be had.